off. Schweitzer already off to a good start. A little slow on the landing there.
Oh, Pecco is having problems.
Yeah, Pecco getting caught up. He's running 7th at the moment, but Schweitzer and Dario, no, that's Boucher. Good gap now. Boucher and Vaselli having very similar schemes, but Vaselli with the number 3. He's been passed by the number 6. Oh! The number 6 car knocked off the bridge. That was Pouziat, our first round TQ.
Oh, wow.
Boucher and Schweitzer off, massive gap now because of the huge collection. And that is Boucher.
And look
Nightmare.
at that, Pecco is up to 4th right away.
Pecco up to 4th already, so he's had he's a good recovery, I should say. Not a good first lap, but a good recovery. That car just in front of him is Romain Walter, so we're sticking with the top 2 cars and just keeping you apprised of what's happening. Pecco, bad landing. That lets oh no, sorry, that was the 4 car of Walter, bad landing. So Pecco's back up into 3rd where he started. Walter and then Vaselli just behind him. And we're sticking with the top 2 drivers. That's Schweitzer and Boucher. Obviously, it wasn't Boucher that crashed off earlier. That was Pouziat. Number 6, also a very similar color scheme. Boucher really putting the pressure on Schweitzer. And it looks like Pecco is, I think, catching them. What's the gap between these guys? Just 3.6 seconds between Pecco and Boucher. And the leaders 1 and 2 crossing over. Pecco, I think he's made up at least, he's down to 1.9 second gap now, so he's definitely catching these 2. Are they holding each other up? Remember, it's a 30-minute race. It's about sparing the cars. Sorry, you were going to say?
You could see in the first opening lap there was a lot of collisions, but this track is not the usual width of 5-6 meters. It's built more for an 8 scale, so that's really track which is hard to race many cars on for large scale for sure.
I can imagine. I can see maybe a lot of 8-scale, large 8-scale races were on 12, 13, sometimes even 15 cars on a track. I can see that happening here, but not for large scale. I didn't realize it's actually a lot narrower. Boucher all over the back of Schweitzer. Schweitzer taking his traditional line. Everyone else not going wider on that off-camber corner. But yeah, the first couple of laps always... Oh, Boucher, nice attempt to pass there on the outside. Going over that first infield double jump, but not able to make it stick. But what that does is that allows Pecco to get right up to them now. Less than a second behind. If we can get all 3 of these cars in shot, that would be amazing. There they are. Going over the RC Fox tabletop at the top of the hill. And all 3 coming down in order. 1, 2, 3. Schweitzer, Boucher, and Pecco. What happened to Vaselli? He's fallen off somewhere. Nightmare couple of laps for him. But we're following these 3 cars as they go back into the tight infield over the diagonal jump and the second of those 2 doubles on the infield.
Another story we can see here is that Sven Rodewald has been actually advancing to 4th position from starting 9.
That's a really good jump.
That is very good because he's usually always up there in the top. So now he's in 4th place.
That's very interesting because he was in Fiorano last week running large-scale touring car, and to make that change just in driving style and car setup and everything, just from on-road to off-road, that's a massive jump, isn't it?
Yeah, sure, and Dario was there as well, so yeah.
That's true. But Dario's a pro racer. I'm not sure if Rodewald is.
No, I don't think so, but he's at least he's working in the business, I know.
So Pecco losing maybe a half a second there to Boucher. He's still right there in the mix, ready to pick up the pieces should anything happen to the leading 2 cars. Boucher losing a little bit of ground to Schweitzer now. .3 seconds back to from Boucher to Pecco on the last time past the timing loop as they come over the RC Models bridge and over that slick. Is that very slick there, that metal section?
Yeah, it is. So there are different ways to do it. Either you slide around it or you just try to, keep your grip up there.
On the outside where the dirt is?
Yeah.
Because we did a track walk yesterday. I think that's been uploaded to Facebook. Yeah, you can, well, obviously not now, but after the race, check out the track walk. It is quite interesting too. We walked every inch of this track and tried to identify where the passing zones might be, danger points. We did see the winner of the previous race in two-wheel drive, Hartman, was walking around the track. I think he was the only driver that we saw doing a track walk after the short course main final. And of course, he won it.
Somebody else who's made a very good pickup is Jarno Siltanen that started last, which is I now think in sixth place. So maybe it is his lighter car that is now giving him an advantage.
Yeah, I was going to say when you were explaining that. Oh, Boucher getting on the pipe. I think Pecco very, very close to Boucher now. But I was going to suggest that we keep an eye on Jarno, especially towards the last maybe third of the race, the last 10 minutes or so, and see whether that has really been a big help for him with the lighter car. He's coming over the double-doubles into the last corner, that banking, providing a slingshot for all these drivers. And as we were saying before, Schweitzer in that bright orange and yellow, he's the only one running, did you say, an Elcon?
Yes.
And then we've got, followed by two, very closely by two MCDs. Obviously, Pecco, as we've learned, running a completely different setup to pretty much all the other racers out there. These guys nose to tail.
You could see, so you have Schweitzer having the big tires and Pecco as well. Who else is doing the big tires out here? I think Jarno is doing that as well. Yeah, those are the three ones choosing to go with the big tires for the mains.
And is there any change in advantage in as far as durability, or is it more flex in the corners?
There's more flex in the big tires, which could provide more traction, but they also last not as long as the smaller ones.
Right, okay.
But you also get more kind of direct feeling with the smaller ones, since you don't have that flexibility. And also the big ones, as I said, they can loose on you in a lot of the corners and they get ripped off. So that's why they're strengthening them up with rubber rings around them on the outside.
Right. Okay, so we've seen no major mistakes. I think, Schweitzer gets a bad landing off the big jump at the back. So now they're all together. Pecco going for the outside, and then Boucher trying to go for the outside on Schweitzer. They're all just getting tighter and tighter. I think Schweitzer is actually just running a slower pace than what the two cars behind him can actually accomplish. So this is almost one. Oh, there he goes. There's a pass for the lead. That's Boucher getting past Schweitzer now. Now what's Pecco going to do? Oh, Schweitzer sideways going over the step.
And this is almost like the same fight they had in the semifinals, but there were three other cars involved, and Pecco was in third place. And once he passed the other cars, he was just, getting ahead of them. So
yeah, he actually.
Look at this! Look at this!
That was risky. I think that number 9 is lapped. Or no, that's Jarno, isn't it? That's Jarno come up on him. Is he?
No, not number 9.
No, it's Sven Rodewald. Yeah, so now
Sven is
Pecco's in a battle for third now. He's got to run a defensive line or try to put some fast laps down. Sven getting in the mix. So let's follow Pecco in third place, because it looks like this is going to be our developing battle. We'll keep an eye on Boucher and Schweinzer running in first and second. I think maybe Pecco is able to pull away from Rodewald now.
Yeah, the distance between 1 to 4 is kind of evenly distributed right now. So there's no really close battles, but I think Pecco will be picking up on the 2 first cars pretty soon here. And Sven is also really getting into the game.
Yeah, very much. Oh, our leaders are back together, I think it looks like. Is that, oh, wait. That's Schweinzer. That was Boucher coming off the track on the outside, so he's allowed, that's the number 6 flipping over in front of Schweinzer. It just goes out of view. Yeah, I think Pecco is now catching Schweinzer, leaving Rodewald behind. He's got clear track around him. So we're going to have the top 3 back together once again. Schweinzer somehow able to run superb defensive lines to keep everyone behind him, but let's see what Boucher can do. Let's move forward 2 cars to our leader of the number 2 cars. He's just about to go under the bridge onto the tile section. So got Schweinzer a second or 2 behind him, and then Pecco another second or 2. So we're going into the infield over the diagonal jump, over the tile section, and then into the bridge, over the RC Models bridge. So it has spread out a bit now. Before, you could actually throw a blanket over all of them as they were getting a bit messy coming over that off-camber corner.
18 minutes to drive.
So it gets close and then it stretches out again. 18 minutes left in this one.
Yeah, and it's just one little wobble and you lose a second on this track. It's really unforgiving for any type of mistakes.
Exactly. So let's drop back to Schweinzer's car. That number 1 looks like Pecco's catching up to him. Schweinzer seems to be making possibly some mistakes under stress as he's got Pecco hunting him down. He's just a bit closer every time he comes past us. You can see they're both in the same screen now. Into that tight hairpin over the little kicker jump. Schweinzer taking his line. Pecco almost copying it. He's probably thinking, well, why not? If it's faster for him, maybe it's faster for me. Coming over the RC Models bridge. Around that drifty steel plate turn. Down the step and back up it over the doubles. Schweinzer, an unknown number of laps that he's done around this track, his local circuit. But Pecco, the current, little sideways for Schweinzer. That puts Pecco right under his rear wing. What is Pecco going to be able to do to capitalize on this?
I think this time Pecco will be just really waiting out for bigger mistakes and not try to push it too hard here.
Any little mistake now, and Pecco is going to be able to get past. We've seen Patrick make a handful of mistakes in this one, really. Pecco, our current European champion. There he goes. He's passed into the 90-degree corner.
Look at that. That's just what he needed. So let's see if Pecco will be able to pick up on Boucher here in the front then, because he's been giving a little bit gap here when they were fighting in the back.
Yeah, he's already gapping Patrick. Pecco running nice and smooth. Our defending champion.
It seems like Sven is falling behind a little bit of the
Oh yeah, for sure.
top 3.
Pecco, nice and smooth. I think he lost a little bit of time to Patrick there. Ooh, bad landing. Does that give Patrick an opportunity? So different lines, but same result as they're coming around that off-camera corner. I think what Pecco is going to want to do now is just not make any mistakes for the next 2-3 laps, or well, for the rest of the race, obviously. But if he can get Schweinzer off of his back end, he can start to apply some pressure to Boucher.
Yeah, because the problem when you have somebody just in your back is that you can't always choose the line that you want. You need to protect your position sometimes, so it's not always ideal to have somebody right in your back, even if you think the first car is the one picking the lines. But you need to defend your position.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
now it looks like Pecco is actually getting that little gap that he needs to be able to start pushing, and he's closing in on Boucher, I think.
He's definitely making up time. I think also maybe he's dragging Patrick up to Boucher. And we might end up having another 3-car battle for the lead.
Yeah, he cut another 7/10 of a second.
Yeah, I just had a glance at the gaps myself. You guys viewing this live will be able to see that in your top right of the screen. Patrick having another kind of wobbly moment coming down the hill as he's losing just a tiny bit more time to Pecco. And in the meantime, Pecco obviously getting just a tiny bit closer to Boucher as they go down the steps over the double-double. And we'll see what the gap is this time as they come around. 2 seconds goes to 1.7, so definitely Pecco, if he had a stereo in that car, he'd be blasting the Jaws theme as he's visibly closer to Boucher now. Over the little kicker, coming into the infield, over the double, got a lap car. I think that's the number 8. Moves well aside for these top 3 cars. These 3 cars have not been farther apart than just a handful of seconds the entire race so far. We've got under 13 minutes left to go as Pecco running under the rear wing in these tight corners of Maël Boucher. Only 15 years old, trying to hold off the defending European champion from Finland as he's all over the back of him now.
This is great racing to follow and really exciting for me as a driver to really look at these guys.
Yeah, this is exactly the kind of race that we wanted. I'm not going to say the previous finals were boring or processional or anything. It's great finishes for the winners, but this is what we really want to see.
Look at this
a 3-way battle for the lead, coming across the line, down the pit straight. Back up the hill. A single bobble could decide, or will decide it. Wow, the pressure he's pouring on this 15-year-old. How old is Pecco?
He's 18 now, I think.
So he's
These
almost
are
a
both
junior
teenagers,
himself.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, we saw this at Robin Hood Raceway. It's the young guns who are they're taking it. They're taking it on themselves to be European champions.
Yeah, and I mean, Pecco is now used to driving in A-main finals in the Euros and can handle this pressure. I don't know if that could be a deciding factor in a long main like this.
Well, we talked to Maël the other day, and his father was telling us at this track just a few years ago, Schweinzer gets it really sideways, loses several seconds to this battle. Now it's a 2-car battle for the lead. But Maël's father was telling us that he won he was top junior here just a few years ago at the age of 11. And here he is. He's only 15. All over the back of Maël now. What is going to happen
Just
with
trying
this
to
battle?
push him to make a mistake here.
Exactly. But will he crack?
And he doesn't want to be too aggressive here because I know in the semifinal the Pecco got a he needed to let go. Oh, look at this.
Throwing him the dummy, taking the outside line. They're going the inside on the tile hairpin, and he comes out first. Pecco, they're both
cars
over. Pecco back up now. Schweinzer back in there. Back to a 3-way battle.
And what is the referee
Coming over
saying here?
over the bridge. Less than 10 minutes to go.
It's racing, so they're letting me go. And
Yeah, we've heard very few referees' calls.
I think that's good because that destroys the racing here. It has to be this close, and they have to be able to take a chance when they get it. So I think actually looking at that jump after the big tabletop, there is a hole developing there, and that's a lot of cars
it's
are
starting to catch
wobbling
a
after
lot
that.
of people, and it's just full. Oh, there goes Mail. Schweinster just gotten past Mail into the coming under the bridge, as they came out from under the bridge, actually.
And let's see now if Pecco is actually going to push away from the other two here.
I think if they start battling with each other, for sure. We see it all the time, especially in classes like MotoGP, full size. Once they start really hammering at each other, they're just going to slow each other down. But of course, this is the battle for the podium positions, so...
And is this giving a chance to Rodewald? I don't think so, because he's about 5.5 seconds behind these.
Yeah, he's
the
quite a
three
ways
here.
behind.
Yeah, so it's about these three cars that we're going to see the podium probably, if nothing breaks or serious happens here.
Schweinster, a bad launch off of the little kicker going into the infield. Let's make sure we're following the number 1 and the 2 cars behind Pecco. We'll keep an eye on Pecco. And obviously, we'll make sure we let our Finnish fans who are watching know what's going on with him. But it's Schweinster trying to hunt down Pecco. And it looked like for a moment there, it looked like Mail was starting to really catch Schweinster, but it looks like Patrick is pulling away.
And you can start seeing that the track is really, getting rough here and bumps and the cars are just wobbling uncontrollably in certain areas. So they have to kind of remember where those ruts are on the track so they don't...
Yeah, and, again, I didn't see any of these drivers in particular doing a track walk before this race. They had plenty of time to. No one's stopping them. But you would think that, especially when they're coming out for the main final, the big show, as I like to call it. Ooh, Schweinster in the dust. Now they're all spread out fairly evenly. But you would think that they'd want to do maybe a little track walk before they come out for the main final.
Yeah, I've been... taking pictures of the track for the whole week here and certain spots and just seeing how it turns, the holes are getting bigger and bigger and it develops differently in different parts of the tracks.
Definitely, for sure. I think Mail is over, so that is his challenge done for the moment. So let's pick up Pecco. 6 and 3/4 minutes left in this race. Pecco about to come up on the car 7 of Valkyrs.
But Schweinster isn't letting him go, so...
No, he's definitely not giving up. He's, I'm sure he's going to want to put his own brand of pressure on Pecco.
Yeah, and Pecco is now getting into traffic here.
Yeah, we've got 2 lap cars coming up, and Schweinster definitely a lot closer to Pecco now. So Pecco... I'm not sure if he feels any pressure. He can certainly apply it. But we haven't seen him yet, at least at this event, under any sort of serious pressure of the kind that he was just giving to Boucher.
It looks like Boucher is really falling behind a little bit now.
Yeah, I think that it does look like that. Unfortunate for the youngster.
And that's what could happen. I mean, they've been driving for 25 minutes now, clutches and other parts of the car.
Mistake
look
from
at that.
Pecco, trying to get back on the track.
Oh, and Schweinster is cutting the track there. I wonder if they're going to let that go.
Yeah, that's a bit dodgy there on the grass. Our lead battle, I don't know.
And now Boucher is in there.
No, he's 2 cars behind. So another mishap like that, and he'll definitely be up in there. But now Pecco has a bit of work to do again. I'm sure he'll be shouting, or maybe he'll be shouting on the stand for a referee.
I don't think Pecco is a shouting guy.
No, the Scandinavians tend not to be, I suppose.
To drive.
I don't know if he's more like a very quiet Kimi type or
Yeah, I would say that could be a good
Yeah.
description, maybe.
So we've
Oh.
seen
Yeah,
is that male getting past the lap traffic. So ooh, Schweinsteiger taking the wide line there that time. Well, we've seen Pecco put the pressure on already in this race. 4.5 minutes. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left in this one. A little surprised that there hasn't been any referee call or even a slowdown for that. I mean, I think we can call it track cutting. Whoa! Wow.
That was very close of Pecco to.
That's some skill and or luck.
I think it's a combination. But as an 8-scale driver, you're pretty used to control the car in the air.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I think that could help him in that situation. Look at this now. I think Pecco now is going to start really pushing.
Yeah.
Because he knows that it's just a couple of minutes left now, and he can't just wait for Schweinsteiger to make a mistake.
And obviously, you don't want to be too aggressive, but if the referees are going to let Schweinsteiger get away with that from a few laps ago, I think Pecco is going to be able to judge what he's going to be able to get away with himself. We've seen some epic battles come down to the last lap here in previous classes, previous races.
3 minutes to drive.
As you can hear, just 3 minutes remaining for this one. What is Pecco going to be able to do?
They've been neck to neck for 27 minutes. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Coming up on Jarno to put him a lap down. He moves right over, allows them past. So the referee is watching. We heard him thank Jarno. Coming over the tile section, up the little kicker. Oh, very close.
Trying to make
Patrick
the
slamming
inner.
the door going into that
Yep.
corner, though.
Yeah, you could see Pecco was trying to do the inline there, but it's not getting through there.
Oh, much better line coming out of that, but then straight into a very hard braking turn. Tighter line there as well, but again, nowhere for him to go. Schwartz,
Oh, look at this.
Schweinsteiger into
Oh.
the loose stuff, going up into the... Is he going to be able to take the outside line? Pecco,
He's-
and
Oh!
over! Schweinsteiger waiting, though. The referee saying, give the position back. There he goes. Into the lead.
Will that be the deciding moment for this
That
race?
could very well be. And then we've
Oh.
got Boucher back up in there. Now we got a 3-car battle again. Boucher just getting past Schweinsteiger.
This race isn't over.
This race is far from over. Boucher out of it again.
Oh, what happened
We've got
with Boucher?
1 minute and 12 seconds. Boucher, we didn't see it. But Pecco
1 minute.
trying to hold off. Just 1 minute left now. Coming around the tile hairpin. We have definitely saved the best for last here on Control Sport and RC Racing TV. Matt is ready and waiting to talk to whoever comes across the finish line first. There's 1 lap remaining. These guys are on their last lap.
This is it.
Oh, Boucher, Schweinsteiger getting up on 2 wheels, has to come off the throttle a bit, gives Pecco a little bit more space.
It looks like Pecco is driving really, controlled now and trying
Yeah.
to make no mistakes.
Yeah.
Oh no, what's happening?
No, what's happened? What's happened? Has his engine gone?
No.
Has it run out of fuel now? Oh, is that it? It's Schweinsteiger. We're following Schweinster coming over the double-doubles.
He's out of
The
fuel,
Marshall
I think.
trying to get Pecco started again. That is Patrick Schweinster taking the win. Pecco losing fuel on the very last lap with just how many turns? 1, 2, 3, 4 turns left to go.
I don't know what
Schweinster
to
taking
say.
the win. Mael Bichet second. Sven Rodeval third. Now that's the podium positions decided. Pecco not even on the podium after all that effort. An amazing race.
I'm really feeling for Pecco here. It's
Oh
that
yeah,
must be
definitely.
heartbreaking.
I definitely would too. So Patrick Schweinster. Wow, epic battle. Heartbreak for Pecco Ivanen.
I think everybody's really feeling for Pecco here. It's
Yeah, for sure. There's our, well, this is provisional results, just so you know. Everybody is going to get inspected. There is a very complicated machine that looks at the fuel that everyone is running. Engines are stripped and taken apart and inspected by the EFRA officials that are here.
Patrick, just tell me how you feel right now. It's kind of obvious, but sum it up for us.
Das Gefühl ist unbeschreiblich. Ich kann es noch immer nicht fassen. Es ist unglaublich.
He can't believe what's going on right now.
Das ist unglaublich.
It's unbelievable for him.
It wasn't easy, right? It was on your home track, but this was super tough.
Es war nicht einfach und auf deiner Heimstrecken, aber es war super schwer.
Ja.
It was really hard.
Ja.
I mean, the top three battled, you and Pecco and Mayo. Those guys fought so hard for this European Championship.
Er hat gesagt, dass das Duell zwischen euch drei war richtig hart.
Ja.
Was sagst du dazu?
Nee, ich habe gewusst, dass ich auf der Geraden einfach zu langsam bin, weil ich einfach einen schwächeren Motor habe, aber ich habe gehofft, dass irgendwann der Sprit ausgeht, dass ich durchkomme.
He know that his engine was not the fastest one and he just wanted someone ran out of fuel.
Of course. And what does this mean to you and Elcon Models to get this European Championship?
Was bedeutet dir das und für Elkan?
Alles. Es so
Just everything.
Yeah, I understood that. I got that. Congratulations, Patrick.
Thanks.
Well done.
Oh, hi, ich bin Neo. Du suchst ferngesteuerte Modelle? Da bist du hier, genau richtig. RC Fox liefert dir eine mega Auswahl. Ich liebe es, im Dreck zu bashen, auf der Rennstrecke zu performen und Felswände zu erklimmen. Im Wasser bin ich zwar noch kein Pro, aber kurz davor. Wow, was macht mein Flieger da? Unser Chef bestellt Tag für Tag neue Ware. Und wer räumt's ein? Ich. Bei uns bekommt ihr die Produkte hunderter Hersteller, egal ob ihr Profis seid oder absolute Beginner. Karosserien, Farben, elektronisches Equipment, Akkus, Reifen. Hier gibt's einfach alles an Zubehör. Ob der Kunde weiß, dass es über 80 km/h fahren kann? Wenn nicht, ich mach sie mal vor.
Wow! Hey Neo, echt jetzt?
Sorry, aber hey, Freddy hat gesagt, ich muss Gas geben. Das Paket muss heute noch raus. Wir verschicken jeden Tag hunderte von Paketen, damit ihr schrauben, basteln und Spaß haben könnt. Ihr habt eine Frage oder es klappt was nicht wie gewünscht? Unser Serviceteam ist für dich da. So, jetzt kennt ihr uns. Wir aber euch noch nicht. Also, kommt vorbei. Oder besucht uns online unter www.rcfox.de.